Welcome to Episode 7 of The Closest They Came, a series where we take a look back on the days when drivers, winless at NASCAR's highest level, came painfully close to etching their names into the history books. Today we'll be looking back on Chad Little's race in the 1998 Texas 500. After making a handful of starts in the late 80s, Little, along with the help of his father Chuck, would make his first attempt at a full-season effort in 1991. After having limited results in these efforts, he would join Mark Ripien Motorsports in the NASCAR Busch Series in 1993. This is where Little would find his first success, with 1995 being his breakout season, earning 6 wins and finishing second in the championship. The team would move up to the Cup Series in 1997. However, after struggling to find speed and make the field consistently throughout the year, the team would be sold to Jack Roush for the upcoming season. There was an immediate improvement in results early on, as Little would earn top 10 finishes at Daytona and Las Vegas. With the new Ford Taurus having performed well across the board at intermediate tracks in early 1998, hopes were high for the Roush team entering Texas Motor Speedway for the 7th race of the season. Little would start the Texas 500 from the 5th position. He would fire off well and luckily be ahead of the large pileup at the start of the second lap, which ultimately took out multiple contenders. The race would restart on lap 7 after a lengthy red flag. He would quickly get around Rusty Wallace and establish himself in the top 5 on lap 10.
Getting set for a restart, we go back under green in Texas. Ward Burton brings them down.
Well, it's single file this time, Mike. It was double file when we started before.
Ward Burton in front of Joe Nemechek, Kenny Irwin, Jeremy Mayfield, and Rusty Wallace.
You can see Chad Little look there trying to get up under Rusty Wallace, and Rusty said, "I'll have none of that right now." So he closed the door on him getting towards turn 3.
Here looking back, the world's fastest tractor. Here's Chad Little down to the inside. He's going for Wallace, or rather going for Irwin, turn 1. Something you hope to never experience in your street car.
Chad Little at the green, number 97, taking a look at Kenny Irwin Jr. in car number 28.
Due to the cancellation of final practice due to leaks in the track, NASCAR threw a competition caution on lap 30. Little would move up to the lead after taking only 2 tires when the leaders pitted on lap 32.
Got out right behind him. Apparently they only took on 2 tires. They have not run very long here, and we talked about that at the top of the show, that we might see some of that just to get track position. And I think that's what happened with those 2 cars at least. Came out second was Chad Little, who came out second in the car number 97.
There he is behind Mark Martin.
And I think they're wondering, did I beat you across that line down at the end of pit road? Which one? They're sort of, Chad sort of staying up there beside him as if, I think I beat you.
Now, this is interesting from a strategy standpoint. Jack Roush has 5 cars in this race. Did he have 2 cars take 2 tires and 3 cars take 4 tires? We'll be right back to Texas Motor Speedway.
The race would restart on lap 35, and he would quickly lose the top spot to Mark Martin.
In 5th place. Ed, that's what you spoke of at the top of the show. Drivers and teams would use strategy in the pits to get up front. He did.
Boy, it really paid off for him.
Look at Mark Martin going for the lead, Ned. Down the back straightaway, down towards turn 3. Chad pulls up there and lets him go. Look at Jeremy Mayfield moving in the 12 car.
Mark Martin leads for the first time today.
5 bonus points for him.
Yep, Chad Little already picked up his 5. So his Roush Racing teammate Martin to the front.
He would remain in the top 5 during the first half of the event through a series of incidents involving Kenny Irwin, then Randy LaJoie and Ted Musgrave, and a scary incident involving Greg Sachs.
He locks the brake up, it goes right into the outside wall.
Buddy, that's an excellent precaution being taken by the track safety crews. If there is any fear of injury, to bring the driver out in the seat, get him to the infield care center where he can be looked at, rather than risk further injury by trying to pull the driver up and out of the seat. That's an excellent precaution.
He would begin to move forward following the lap 149 restart.
49 laps, we go back to green.
And Jeff Burton was able to get by the left traffic before they got down into turn 1. And Dale Jarrett was not able to get by. Jeremy Mayfield did. And Chad Little is trying to take over third from Jarrett.
Down on the inside, that green car of Chad Little.
Mark
Little working around the lap car of Lake Speed. There they are.
Yeah, he got caught up behind both Lake Speed and Mike Skinner, and that has cost him a lot of time. Speed in the 9 car, the red car now, as Little gets on the inside of him.
The green car of Little down to the inside, and here comes Mark Martin in white, red, and blue.
He would fight hard with Mark Martin on this run to keep third.
Chad Little in green and Mark Martin right behind him. 2 of the Jack Roush cars, and they are third and fourth.
Mark Martin trying to race with Chad Little here for the third position.
We saw this earlier in the day, where Little held him off for a few laps, and then Mark went by coming off turn 4 and made the pass underneath. Chad Little looks pretty strong right now.
Yes, he does. Well, the pass Jeff Gordon, and Mark tries to get on the inside, gets down on the dirt, really, or the grass.
That's called there is no inside for me.
That was 1 lap ago. There it is from the in-car of Martin. You see him. Oh, yeah, he's got the yellow line right up to the center of the hood.
The funny part, that was Ted Musgrave, another teammate on the outside that they had to swing down to the inside of the track to get by.
I'll bet there's a little conversation on the Roush radio channel about that right now. 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th is closing up to be a big battle. The green car is Chad Little. Right behind him, Mark Martin, as they catch Ted Musgrave and work underneath.
On lap 177, Jeremy Mayfield would cut a tire, handing the lead to Jeff Burton.
Right there. Let's go. Now, he's got a lot of rubber flying off the front of that right front, and it actually pushed the right front fender out a little bit. Hopefully, it didn't knock out the inner panel where the smoke and stuff can come into the car.
Boy, and he was fortunate that didn't happen going into the turn. He was able to get the car slowed down, get it under control, get it down on the apron, and bring it back to the pits.
You can see him driving it up close to the wall in case that did happen, so he wouldn't run all the way across the racetrack.
Just moments later on lap 185, Burton would have a tire go down as well and hit the wall, handing the lead to Little.
Down.
Well, there's something happening here, guys, that's causing those tires to go down. That we've heard about, talking about pushing at times, and I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not.
Mike, he has a big problem. You can see the toe end knocked out on that car also. It's towed out on the right front corner. He can't stop it. The brakes are gone, it looks like.
Exactly, had no brakes. Boy, what a tough break for Jeff Burton, Jeremy Mayfield, and now Jeff Burton. Maybe the brake situation is what happened that caused him to get up into the wall.
If he lost brakes going into that corner.
Right.
You can see him pulling out the sheet metal on the right rear also, so he did get into the wall, definitely.
Well, that has given Chad Little the lead.
Ralph is there.
Mike, they've got big problems with Jeff Burton. They're going to now push him back behind the wall because of that brake problem. They're going to have to take him back behind the wall and go to work on this car. Buddy Parrott and the crew going to work on it right away, breaking the brakes as he went into the wall.
Well, the rattlesnakes have been biting the leaders here in Texas. First Jeremy Mayfield, now Jeff Burton. Chad Little leads his first race of the season.
I tell you, there have some guys that have backed off the accelerator a little bit since we've seen these two cars, these two leaders have problems. Chad Little hadn't backed off.
After remaining out front for 6 laps, he would make a pit stop, giving the lead to Mark Martin.
Is in.
So Mark Martin, of course, will take the lead now as Chad Little comes down pit road.
Lead cars pitting under green. 4 tire stop for Rusty Wallace. Pulling out as Little pulls in.
Ooh, wow, that's pretty close.
Dick Berggren.
Chad Little having the best day of 1997 so far. Pits out of the lead. They're going to change at least right side tires. Led by crew chief Jeff Hammond. The rights are all set. Roaring around the left side. This is going to set the tone when the leaders change 4. Pretty much everybody else is going to do the same thing. Little doesn't have to worry about speeding. He's the first guy in the pit road. Oh, and he stalled the car. Little stalled it. That'll cost him.
Mark Martin is in.
0.7 on that pit stop.
Tire talk down on pit road. That's Jack Roush in the hat. And now Bobby Labonte, Sterling Marlin, both come to pit road.
On lap 217, Little would retake the lead from Dale Jarrett.
Lap traffic has been the nemesis of lead drivers Chad Little and Dale Jarrett, who just traded positions as they lap past Dave Markins. They couldn't get past David Green, who's fighting to stay on the lead lap. And Chad Little just kind of used Marcus as a pick as Jarrett took the careful way around. Chad Little just threaded the needle between the two of them and took the lead. A bold move.
Yes, it was a bold move. Very aggressive move, but it worked for him.
Ken Squire.
Laps running down here, getting into the final moments of this race. They've still got about 100 miles to go, but what a change in the complexion of Chad Little's number 97. Earlier this season was going nowhere last year. His last good year, 1995, when we saw him come from dead last to win the 300-miler at Daytona. Apparently, Jeff Hammond has really made some changes. Last week, led 10 laps at Bristol, ran 7th all day, crashed late in the going, and here he is battling, muscling Jarrett here just 10 laps ago as they slugged it out for the lead. This is a new Chad Little that's leading here in the Texas 500. Let's go to Ralph.
Ken, the one problem for Chad Little is this is the best Dale Jarrett has run all day. Under the guidance of crew chief Todd Parrott, this crew has worked on that blue, white, and red 88 all afternoon. And he has been fighting a loose condition all day. However, they finally hit it right. On the last pit stop, they made no chassis adjustments, just tire and fuel. They are ready to go racing.
He would lead the next 14 circuits before relinquishing the lead back to Jarrett.
Of a sidewall failing if for whatever reason the tire pressure gets too low.
Thanks, Dick. Lead change in the making.
They're side by side down the front straightaway, and this will bring Rusty Wallace just behind them, right up on their back bumper. Rusty's been closing, and he brought the number 6 and Mark Martin with him.
And suddenly, it's a 4-car battle for the lead. From left to right, Jarrett, Little, you're on board with Rusty at our Miller Lite cam, and right behind him, Mark Martin. 4 Tauruses out front.
4-car battle developing. There may be another new winner, or it could be Dale Jarrett. It could be Mark Martin. We'll see.
Mike Skinner's vicious accident on lap 252 would bring the leaders in for a pit stop. Little would come off in third behind Jarrett and Martin.
You can see how hard he hit. It really just bashed that right side, the right front in particular. Way in. Hits it again.
Skinner, the former Craftsman Truck Series champion. Skinner crashed here in the dogleg, coming off turn number 4, rode the front stretch wall down to a halt near the start-finish line. You see Skinner is okay. Caution is out.
Mike Skinner got hurt in Atlanta with a crash on the outside wall. You can see him getting his breath back there. He's sitting on the windowsill of the race car.
Going to take more than hammer and nails to fix that one. He has used up the right side.
He really has. He's that wall hard. You mentioned Rusty Wallace had come into the pits. The crew very alertly just changed 2 tires, got him back out. He stayed on the lead lap.
Now, Ned, as I misspoke before we went to break at 87 laps to go, I'm afraid I was thinking miles they could make it from there. According to our pit stop window of 60 to 70 laps, drivers would have to wait till lap 264 to pit to have a good chance of going the distance.
Don't believe that they can make it from here on.
Mike Skinner complaining of a sore neck, a brace put on, but he's standing talking to the caregivers there at the scene.
Nick Berggren.
No chassis changes on Mark Martin's car either. Oh, Jarrett just beats him out. Or Jarrett's going to assume the lead when the green comes back out again. No chassis changes on Mark Martin's car either. But
the restart would come on lap 260, setting up a multi-lap battle between Little, Elliott, Martin, and Dallenbach.
74 laps to go. That's outside our fuel window, but another caution flag could make it enough.
Wow, 3 wide. Going into turn 3. Mark Martin got caught up on the outside there.
Wally Dallenbach, 46 on the left of your screen, took a spot from Bill Elliott.
Chad Little there in the green car. The second green car, the green and yellow car there, made a bold move going into turn 3. He's after his teammate there, Mark Martin.
As you watch the cars move around this 1.5-mile quad oval, you'll see that turn 1 is in shade. The rest of the track in sunlight.
Been day. Not much later than we're seeing it here right now, but all the cars out there, they dried out pretty quickly, even if there's seepage now.
There's the shadow in turn number 1 from the grandstand and suites. On the inside, that's Chad Little moving past Dallenbach.
He would eventually get around Martin for second on lap 263 and begin to close in on Jarrett, taking back the lead from Jarrett once more on lap 278.
As he comes past the start-finish line to complete 266 laps, 1.7 seconds over Chad Little. Mark Martin about 3 car lengths behind Little.
Well,
and
actually,
a gap to Spencer.
On the last lap, before this last lap, Mike, Jarrett was 1.9 seconds behind, so Chad Little did pick up a little bit. Jarrett up most of that lead on the first lap because he got by the lap traffic going into turn 1. Mark Martin was running second at the time. He got caught up on the outside of lap traffic, and it really cost him a lot of time. And Chad Little is also closing. He's closed it down to 1.44 the last time around, so he's picking up about 1/10 of a second a lap.
There's the gap. Dale Jarrett to his closest pursuers, Chad Little and Mark Martin.
And here's the lead battle for the lead.
Chad Little inside of Dale Jarrett, who will have to give way. And Chad Little goes back in front.
Don't know if Jarrett has backed off in conserving fuel, but he's really backed his lap speed off here in the last half a dozen laps.
Mark Martin closes right in. There's the third place car. Fords in the first 3 spots. Roush, Yates, and Roush, the owners. Actually, it's Jack Roush's mom is listed as the owner of Chad Little's car. NASCAR allows each individual to own only 2 race teams. Dick Berggren.
Jeff Hammond has won 43 times as a Winston Cup crew chief. Every one of those times was with driver Darrell Waltrip. But today, with Chad Little as his driver, Jeff Hammond is in the lead. You guys got enough stuff to win this thing and bring Chad home a first-time winner?
Well, I got news for you, Dick. I think a lot has to have to do with that John Deere Ford out there, and Chad Little right now, he's getting the job done, and I hope he can. You know, if we don't, you know, we just put on a heck of a run here today, and I'm just so proud of this team. I don't know what to say about it. It's just, I'm just so happy to be with Roush Racing right now. I don't know. I'm ecstatic.
Do you have to stop again?
Yeah, we're going to be a little bit short on fuel. I don't think anybody can go all the way, so everybody's pretty much in the same boat. So, you know, we're kind of like playing that poker game right now. We don't want to let anybody see our hands if we can. We don't know whether it's going to be gas and go, 2 tires. We got to kind of wait and see how the whole scenario develops. We've been catching a lot of good breaks today. And Chad Little's been doing a great job behind the wheel. You know, all the guys have just really worked really hard here today. I hope we get this one because they've really earned it.
It's going to be a fun finish for Bill Stevens.
He would remain out front under green until the race was slowed for a series of incidents taking place on lap 302. Dave Marcus's engine failure and Ken Schrader's accident would bring out the caution once more and bring the leaders into the pits. A lightning-fast 2-tire stop by the Valvoline crew would put the 6th car out front on lap 304.
Number 1 oiling down the track surface.
Dave Marcus was able to get to the outside of the racetrack and not oil up the racing surface itself, where the lower part of the corners there.
Caution is out. And Ken Schrader may have banged the wall coming through.
Kyle Petty gets a lap back. Ward Burton trying to, but didn't make it.
As they race the leader back to the caution flag, Ward Burton, who stopped with a cut tire earlier, unable to gain back on the lead lap. You see Chad Little going past him to reestablish the order as the pace car picks up the field, and the right front is down on Ken Schrader's Andy Petrie Chevrolet.
Did he hit the oil, or did he run over something and cut the tire? Did the tire go flat as a result of him hitting the wall, or did it run over something and cut it and caused him to get into the wall?
Not sure. I think that's car owner Andy Petrie changing the right front tire. Here's Schrader, turn 4.
Right front goes flat hard into the outside wall coming off turn 4.
25 laps to go. What happened on these final pit stops? Let's start with Dick Berggren.
An awful lot happened on the final pit stops, and it may determine the outcome of this race, Mike. Chad Little came in as the leader. He came out second. He took 2 tires. Mark Martin also took 2 tires. Rusty Wallace gambled that 4 fresh tires was going to help him, but he got caught speeding on pit road and shoved to the back of the line. Dale Jarrett took 4. Robert Presley took 2. Nemechek took 2 as well.
The race would restart on lap 310 with 24 to go. Little would fight back but come up short, crossing the line in second just under 0.6 of a second behind Martin, who would claim his second victory of the season and 24th of his career.
Mark Martin, veteran of the Roush team. Chad Little just joined it this year. Roush had all 5 cars in the top 10 once already this year. 4 in the top 10 another time. He's going to get a 1-2 finish. Mark Martin wins the Texas 500. Chad Little finishes second. Jimmy Spencer, then Bobby Labonte's Pontiac. Michael Waltrip, Steve Grissom, Dale Jarrett, and Rusty Wallace all finish on the lead lap. There's the happiest guy in Texas, Chad Little.
Yeah, great run.
Chad took the window screen down in the left window there so he could wave to the winner, Mark Martin, his teammate.
There's his wife, Donna.
Second place. Career best for Chad Little. This man knows the way to victory lane.
He would continue to drive for Roush through the 2000 season, earning 10 more top 10 finishes, eventually making his final Cup Series start at Dover in June of 2002, driving for Bill Baumgartner. If not for Mark Martin in the midst of arguably his best season, also competing in Roush-prepared equipment, Chad Little would have very likely pulled into victory lane at Texas in 1998. Though he wasn't able to replicate his Busch Series success at the Cup level, he certainly showed, given the car and support capable of doing so, he could contend.